It's perfect. That's how I used to train as well, because I didn't know anything different. I looked at the mass monsters and whenever they train like that, maybe I should train like that. Simon Miller, the bald a-hole here, leader of the BLC Club. Thank you once again for joining me. And look, if you're a regular watcher, and if you're not, I'll update you. Last week, we did a video called V-Shred, Do Not Listen to This Man, because I'd stumbled across one of his adverts, I suppose, for this nonsense supplement where he was trying to make out like him and his team had changed the world. And yes, I know I was late to the party. I understand that. But, you know, I can only go to the party when my invite arrives, and I only just stumbled across all of this. But as somebody pointed out in the comments, they were like, Simon, you know, great telling us who not to listen to, but who should we listen to as well? And I was like, that's not a bad little thing for a mini-series. If I see someone I think they're talking baloney, I will tell you. And if I see someone I think they're talking sense, I will tell you. Because as I always talk about on my videos is I'm a massive advocate for don't just listen to me, don't just listen to YouTuber A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, O, P. I was going to do the whole alphabet, but it's too weird. Go and listen to everybody, take bits of information, then do your research and try and figure out if it works for you or if it doesn't. Because as ever, I know worst news of all time, fitness when you are starting off is a little bit trial and error. Not a lot, you can be smart with it, but sometimes you can hear the best advice ever, go and give it a go and turns out, oh, it doesn't work for you. So I know fitness YouTube has been something I've kind of been getting into in 2020, doubled down on it during lockdown, as you know, stumbled across a load of people, but someone I've never talked about who I enjoy immensely is my man, Will Tennyson. I'm sure, you know, given that if you're into fitness YouTube, you will have seen him. Always comes up with high quality videos, like he's always in his kitchen, he's going to the gym, and unlike me, just sat here in a chair. I will start doing more and evolving as we go. But he released a video recently when he was talking about his original diet when he first started lifting weights and how now he has so much more information, education that it's benefited him. And he started to do, look, this is what I did first time and it failed. This is what I'm doing now and it worked. Trial and error. So I thought, let's do a shout out to him. And look, this was the video in question, especially the bits that I liked.
This one is for the people starting off their fitness journey. I'm going to be showing you guys what you should do and what you shouldn't do by showing you guys what I did back in 2013 in my first year of training, as well as what I would do now completely differently. So back in 2013, I tracked everything. I tracked my food on my FitnessPal. I tracked my workouts, even how I was feeling when I woke up, in this little journal right here.
So straight away, I'm a massive fan because he's shown a picture to show you what he used to look like, and also talked about keeping a journal. And throughout this whole video, I mean, I won't show all the bits, but throughout this whole video, he's going to underline how beneficial it was to look back to see what he was lifting and to what he's lifting now, because it gave him confidence in his new physique and his new plan and his new workout routine and his new diet. You know, he felt like he had achieved. And as you know, we talk about all the time, that's kind of what fitness is. You're in competition with yourself. As long as your numbers are headed in the right direction, you're basically a business. Let's say your name is Dave. You are the head and you're the CEO of Dave Enterprises, Dave Limited, Dave Inc., whatever. And as long as your numbers are going increasing in the right direction, you're happy. And amazingly, with Dave Inc., Dave is the only shareholder. There's no Steve, there's no Nikki, there's no James. Screw those guys.
So as soon as I woke up and my feet touched the floor, I would sprint to the kitchen and get myself some BCAAs because I thought I was going catabolic. So even in 2013, I couldn't go an hour without powder. So pretty much I would take any pill, any powder under the sun. The truth is you don't need supplements. Of course they can help, but you can build an impressive physique without them. So if I could go back, these are the things that I would be taking. To start off, I would take some omega-3s, pretty much just for hair, skin, joints, and nails. I would take a pre-workout to avoid withdrawal, some creatine, just the natty fairy dust, and then of course some protein powder, mainly for convenience.
This is my kind of guy, I tell you. He's not lying to you. He's not coming up with some, I think he just signed with Gymshark too, and that's a clothing brand, but I'm sure he could have got out there and got other sponsors and been like V-Shred and been like, oh no, you need to buy this magic pill. If you take this magic pill, you don't need to work out, you don't need to go to the gym, you can eat whatever you want, but you'll be shredded. Like Shredder from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, best enemy ever, or up there, top 5. But it's so true, you don't need more than that. Can you take more, should you so wish? Yes, I'd throw in a multivitamin in there, maybe a few other things, but it's not necessary. And I completely understand where he's coming up with this whole catabolic thing. Thankfully, it's not as intense as it was. But back, yeah, probably sort of, well, look, I think I'm older than him, but 2000, whenever, you know, at some point, there was this idea that if you even thought about not eating, you went catabolic. That's why you always hear these stories about, oh, well, I woke up in the middle of the day at 3 a.m. to eat a potato and steak because I didn't want to be catabolic. It's like, bro, you're asleep and you're recovering. Like, if you're real struggling to put on weight and you're a hard gainer, then sure, get up in the middle of the night. But don't punish yourself. Remember, fitness isn't suffering.
All right, so here is my breakfast. Total calories come out to 1,415. And the macros on this thing is pretty insane. As you guys can see, 124 grams of protein, 90 carbs, and 60 grams of fat. I don't even get 60 grams of fat in a day now.
It's hilarious. And I'd say one of the reasons I love this video so much is because I did exactly the same thing. That I just thought you just got to eat. You just got to eat. He's basically having a massive bowl of oats with whey protein in it and a giant omelet, and he's thrown all the egg yolks in there too, because you just don't know. And hopefully if you're watching this and you're starting out, maybe you're making the same mistakes and this helps, but you just don't know. You just assume loads of protein, loads of food, loads of calories, I'm going to get really big. And that, of course, does work, but then you're going to put on a bunch of fat. And is that going to make you happy? I think if you're aware it's going to do that and you've made the decision, then that's okay. You know, if you make the call, I don't mind putting on a bit of extra body fat because I'm going to sort it out down the line, then hell yeah, 2 thumbs up. But you don't need to stuff your face. You have to eat a lot, but it's not, you do have to go a little bit crazy, more crazy than what the quote unquote normal is, but you don't have to take it to like nuclear radiation levels and become the Hulk.
And I'm looking at my book here where I tracked everything, and I didn't really track progressive overload. I basically just wrote my workout down, flipped the page, and I forgot about it. Like here on this page, I was squatting 5 sets of 8 with 205 pounds, and then I flipped the page here, and I'm squatting 5 sets of 8 with 235 pounds. So progressive overload is key. Just writing things down is not good enough. So the leg day that we are about to do is brutally high in volume. Like this is like an IFBB pro bodybuilder.
It's perfect. That's how I used to train as well, because I didn't know anything different. I looked at the mass monsters and whenever they train like that, maybe I should train like that. But you can overtrain. Like, it's very, very hard, but you don't need to go absolutely crazy like those guys. You'll be able to find a happy medium. He also throws in progressive overload in there, which I know is dull and boring, and people say it all the time, but it's, you know, it's like, if someone said, how do I live? You go, well, breathe oxygen. You're like, well, what? It's what you need. It's the basics, and the basics are the most important thing ever. So progressive overload, calories in, calories out, boring, protein builds muscle. Yes, but these are the things you need to know. I'm still 99% convinced that a lot of fitness guys and girls will try and overcomplicate the issue to make it think like that they know the secret that you don't. But actually the secret is it's all these simple things you're already aware, and you've just got to be consistent with it. I know it sucks.
Oh man, it's a heavy donut.
Then eat some donuts. I just really like donuts. Sometimes it's all right to eat donuts.
So back to 2013, I didn't believe in Santa, I didn't believe in true love, but somehow I believed in the anabolic window. So I'd always bring a scoop of protein with me with 5 grams of creatine. I've been on 5 grams for life now. I seem to believe that I need to have protein immediately after my workout, and I literally lived 5 minutes away from the gym, so I had this even before my post-workout meal.
The anabolic window is a funny thing. Like, I enjoy eating as soon as I can after I work out because I like eating. But again, I'm just saying the same thing is, but it's true. I totally believed in this. Was it 30 minutes or something? You had to get 30 minutes. You had to get some kind of protein, obviously a shake usually, down your gullet with some kind of high intake carbohydrates in order to get the most of your workout. And it's really not true. It's really about what you ate beforehand and what you're going to eat after and what you're going to eat through Monday to Sunday, right? Again, it's a cumulative thing. It's not what you do in those 20 to 30 minutes. And I think that's why, you know, if you're an experienced bodybuilder, it's cool to see these videos from Will Tennyson as well, because it will show you how far we've come. We have evolved, we have moved forward, we have progressed. And that's okay. It's okay to believe in the anabolic window. Like, is drinking a protein shake as soon as you work out going to cause you a problem? Of course it's not. But I was like that too. I was so insanely stressed with it. I was like, you have to have a protein shake straight away, and I would always have one in my bag, and I'd run, and even if like the water fountain was in use, so you've got to get out the way because I must have my protein shake. I'm going to assume it came from people trying to sell you supplements, as most things are. But look, we were all there. We were all in that wonderful boat.
We are back, showered up, and my snack here is 2 servings of 2% Greek yogurt and a protein bar. So again, tons of protein. I think I seem to think that the more protein that you ate, the more muscle that you built, and protein just isn't converted to fat, but that is not the case.
That's a wonderful one. Just to sort of summarize this up, I still get it in the comments now. People think that you can eat as much protein as you want. It doesn't turn into fat. I got a whole video based on that. We'll put it up once it's finished. It's just not true. Again, when you first start out, do you just think you have to eat protein? Of course you do. But any excess, you know, anything excess you're taking over the muscle building point is going to be, you know, you're going to store it as weight that you don't want. Of course you will, because it's still calories. You know, it's still a food at the end of the day. Your body doesn't just go, oh, we'll keep making his muscles bigger until we use up this protein. It takes what it needs. Microphone, what are you doing? It takes what it needs, and then the rest is surplus, right? Because you're, again, surplus, deficit, blah, blah, all the words you've heard before. So, yeah, again, make sure you find the right protein intake for you. It's not going to be thousands upon thousands of grams. It's a nuts concept. But I mean, people hear protein equals muscle and they just dive in. They dive in head first. But absolutely, if you are looking for more YouTube fitnesses to check out, I'm going to do quite a few of these now. So suggestions in the comments would be great too. But V-Shred, do not listen to him. Will Tennyson, do listen to that guy. And obviously, I watched more than one video. I'm not basing it on one video. I'm basing it on lots. But, that was one of the, I think he only put up a couple of days ago. That was the one that I saw the most. It just made me chuckle because it was like a mirrored version of what I used to do when I was starting out as well. And I think if you are starting out, you can hopefully listen to a lot of the things that he says and do the opposite, because he also gives you very smart tips throughout too. So yes, again, in the comments below, let me know what other YouTubers can I check out. I've watched most of them now, but if I know I'm doing it for a video, I'll kind of make notes and go through it. Otherwise, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video should you so wish. I got a Patreon, Instagram, Twitter, merchandise, all in the description below if you want to support. That would absolutely rock. There's another video on screen right now. It will likely be the V-Shred one now that I'm considering some mini-series. Otherwise, thank you for your support as always. I love you all in a way that a YouTube man to the YouTube audience can love someone. I think we need to go out for dinner first. Healthy dinner, obviously. I'll see you soon.